And now.
All right. Good evening, everybody. First, let's start with a round of names. So if you could just unmute yourself and tell me who you are, where you are, and a little bit, maybe 2 lines about yourself. Shall we start with Parimala? Parimala?
I am Parimala from Malaysia, from Royal Premier.
Yes.
And I am also a youngster.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. And what do you do, Parimala?
I'm a housewife.
You're a housewife.
I'm a grandmother of 7.
Man, I find that hard to believe.
I'm learning to train my grandchildren now.
Wow.
So this will help.
You're almost like grandmother Snow White.
Thank
with the
you.
seven dwarfs. Thank you so much for sharing, Parimala. Sham,
Jaden, would you like to say are you from Malaysia?
Yeah, just a few lines about yourself. Yep, Jaden.
Yes, I'm from Malaysia.
All right, cool.
What was that?
And are you a student?
Yeah, you're a student?
Yes, I am.
And are you from Kajang? What is the name of the school?
Yuhua.
Yuhua School?
Yes.
Yes, all right. So
meet again. I thought your name was familiar.
Yeah,
yes.
Chinmay Chin is a teacher, right there? Chinmay Chin?
I guess I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. All right, no worries. Yeah, next.
Okay, Aizat. Hi, Aizat. We're waiting to hear your very good voice.
Aizat.
It's a bit
what?
Since I met Jai. Currently I'm doing my study, so it's really hard to me to join on this online meeting, whether it's just
okay.
All right.
We appreciate
Andrea
event.
event.
Isaac, thank you.
Aizat, really good to have you here.
Yeah, love to have you here. Thank you.
Very good to have you here, Aizat. Very, very good.
And Jasmine, is it?
Yeah, Jasmine.
Jasmine, can you tell us about yourself?
I'm Jasmine. I'm from Surban.
I'm sorry, a little louder, please, Jasmine.
Jasmine, I think your audio is a little soft.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, much better. Yeah, thumbs up.
All right. Okay. Cool. I'm Jasmine. I'm from Surban, but I am working in KL.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry, what was the third question again? 2 things about me.
A little bit about you. I said 2 or 3 lines. Anything yeah.
All right. I'm one of the
speakers. You're one of the speakers.
I have no idea.
I think we spoke the other day.
Yeah.
Yes, we spoke on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good to have you here, Jasmine.
Welcome back. All right.
Yes.
All right.
I was excited for the workshop, so I decided to hop in. I knew this is one of the sessions I cannot miss.
Thank you very much. Okay, next.
Zinni, can you tell us where you're from?
Hello, I'm from Kajang.
I'm also from Kajang.
Oh yeah, okay. That's
nice to hear. I think we've seen you before.
That's cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
And
that is it. Angela is there, but I think she's busy.
And Nirvir is not here.
Nirvir, please can you introduce yourself?
2 lines.
Angela, you're here. She's actually switched on a video.
Oh my goodness.
You're like in somewhere out in the
wonders would never cease. Nirvir, it's your turn.
Hello, hi, everybody.
Yes.
Hello, hi, good to see everybody here. Jai, namaskar, namaste.
Yes.
Anyhow.
Yeah, how are you?
We're very happy to have all these teens with us. We're going to have a party.
I know, we're going to have great fun today. We're going to kick off with a very interesting warm-up activity. So good, guys. Today, let me just briefly give you an outline of what we shall do. Today's session is how you can quickly come up with something to talk about when you're asked to give a speech or a presentation without preparation. Let me repeat that. You're not really prepared, but someone asks you to talk to them or an audience. What could you do? Number 1. Number 2, the session also will let you know how you could strike up or begin a conversation with somebody where you don't have to remain silent awkwardly. Let us say they're sitting next to you in a hotel lobby or a lounge. You could be on a train or a plane next to them, and you could also easily strike up a conversation. What would you do? How can you do that? It's a very simple tool I have created for all of you. You'll love it. Okay, it'll be great fun. So I'm going to start with a warm-up now. So if I can ask Shyam to go to that. And I'm going to ask Nirvir to read what you're supposed to do. 5 minutes only, guys, all of you. Only 5 minutes for this. Let's go. Start.
Okay, thank you. Think of any word.
Okay. I'll give example. Singing, jumping, fighting, dancing. I've given you so many.
Singing.
Anything at all.
Singing.
All right. Okay. What's the next one?
Singing, material.
No, hang on. That you'll do yourself. I'll give you time to do that. Just give, what do you do after you think of the verb next? Number 2, Nirveer.
Number 2, my first verb is singing. The second one, any material. Singing, clouds.
Glass, you said GLASS?
CLOUDS.
No, material. Material should be like wood, plastic, paper, metal.
Singing, birds. No. Oh, singing.
No, don't worry about the singing.
Paper.
Okay, paper. And the last one?
Birds.
But okay.
BIR?
Singing, paper, birds.
What is she saying?
Think of any animal. Let me read.
Bird.
Okay, what bird would you think about? Or what animal would you think?
Eagle.
Okay.
So Nirveer, am I to understand you have just said singing paper eagles, right?
Paper eagles, yes.
That's
Singing,
right. So
paper
Nirveer,
eagles.
that is your rock band. So you got to now tell us, that is the name of Nirveer's rock band, the Singing Paper Eagles. All right. So Nirveer, what do you think would be the genre of that rock band? Would it be heavy metal, soft rock, love songs, ballads, jazz?
It will be techno.
So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Singing Paper Eagles Techno Pop. Well, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
All right.
Jaden, do you want to try?
Give me a verb.
Jaden, would you like to try?
All right, move on, Shah.
Okay. What about Parimala? Would you like?
Parimala.
Yeah.
Any verb.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Any verb.
Cooking,
Cooking, good. And give us any material.
pots and pans.
Not tools, material like cloth, paper, glass,
Okay.
steel, metal, plastic, whatever, clay. Any material. Wood, whatever.
Wood. Yeah, wood.
Okay, so you got cooking, wood, and then the last one, give us an animal or a bird.
A dog.
All right, the Cooking Wood Dogs. That's your rock band, Parmila, the Cooking Wood Dogs. Right. What would be the genre of that music you think, the Cooking Wood Dogs? What kind of music you think?
I'm not good at music. Or
I'll give it to you. Would it be rock, pop, jazz,
What
traditional?
kind of music do you like? Classical music
Classical?
or whatever?
Traditional?
traditional. Yeah.
All right, traditional songs, the Cooking Wood Dogs, Parmila, right? One more name.
Yep. Isaac, would you like to try?
Isaac, I would love to hear his. A verb.
Isaac?
Oh,
Yeah.
Metallica, Dancing Piggy, R&B.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So, okay, the verb. What is the verb you're going to
Give me the verb.
What? Singing, dancing, cooking. What verb are you going to give?
You heard the
Dance.
other two.
Huh? What?
Dance?
Dancing. Okay, dancing.
Okay.
Give us a material.
Give a material like cloth, wood, steel,
Clay,
clay,
mud, whatever. Plastic,
plastic,
steel. Huh? Any
Maybe
material.
soil? Soil?
soil, SOIL.
As in earth.
Yes,
EARTH,
soil.
Earth.
Okay.
Yes.
soil.
Esther.
Earth. All right. And last one, animal or a bird?
Pig.
Pig, pig, is it?
Yes, correct.
All right, good.
Pig.
What was your verb again?
His verb was dance.
No, verb was something
His
else.
word was dance. His verb was dance.
Are you telling the dancing earth pigs? Is that what you said? The dancing earth pigs?
Kinda.
The dancing earth pigs is your rock band, Isaac. So,
Isaac, so what genre?
Yes.
what kind of music you think this band will perform?
R&B.
All right, right, good.
Perhaps.
We'll just go with one more and then we'll move on.
Jasmine, would you like to try?
Jasmine, you will be the final shot.
Yes. I would love to give it a shot.
Yeah. So give it a shot with. First of
So
all,
my rock band would be Dancing Silver Doves, and the genre would be classic rock.
oh wow, I love that, the dancing.
Silver Doves. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful one, actually.
Yeah.
I'd love to be the first in line for buying tickets to your concert. The dancing silver doves. Beautiful. Make a note of it. So guys, just make a note of whatever you have said. Maybe sometime it can excite you to creating some interesting story, whatever. Now we're going to move on to the theme today.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a quote.
Mhm.
Spontaneity is an infinite number of rehearsed possibilities by the famous
Leadership and marketing.
guru Peter F. Drucker.
Leadership and marketing guru, Peter F. Drucker. Spontaneity is an infinite number of rehearsed possibilities. First of all, can someone tell me what's the meaning of infinite? Anybody? Anyone is welcome to unmute and answer, please. What is infinite? Could you unmute and answer, please?
Jasmine?
Yeah, endless possibilities.
Endless. Okay, so exactly. So infinite is endless. And what is spontaneity?
Randomness.
Sorry, what did they say?
What did you say?
Ad hoc. Ad hoc, I would say.
Ad hoc. Yeah. Who said ad hoc just now?
Angela.
Angela?
Yep.
Yeah, spontaneity is to be in the moment. You're right, ad hoc. That means without preparation. But the beauty of this quote is Peter F. Drucker tells us all, everybody here today, that spontaneity, what appears to be unprepared, when you hear speakers, when you hear someone go up on stage, when you hear a stand-up comedian go up and create a laugh for 15 minutes, it all appears to be in the moment. He just made it up. But Peter Drucker says all of that spontaneity is actually endless number of rehearsed possibilities, which means these people have actually rehearsed their opening lines. They have rehearsed their little stories. They have rehearsed their routine, even comedy, so many times that they appear spontaneous. That's the first thing I want all of you to keep in mind as speakers. If Nirvya is here, I know she's a very passionate speaker. You are, right, Nirvya, a passionate speaker?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
I
Don't we
think
know
so.
that? Don't we know that? So remember this quote, Nirvya. This is very, very powerful. That the more rehearsals you do, the more practice you actually cover, then the more spontaneous and in the moment you will appear. All right. So let's go to.
So Jaden, you understand, right? The more you practice something, it becomes easier.
Yes.
Right, Jaden? They're just like sports.
Even for speakers, right?
So even when you're speaking or giving a small speech in class, the more you practice, it becomes easier.
Which brings me to the next point, which is you may ask me, but Jai, we don't know what we are going to be asked. How do we know what we are supposed to prepare? Well, today we'll tell you if you have 7 basic tips on how you can keep some stories ready. And when you're asked to talk, you can pull out any of these as your trigger, or which helps you create those stories. Let's go and see what it is.
Okay. Where do you acquire ACQUIRE
Wait.
your short story examples from?
Right. So now let's focus on that word. Very important for you to memorize that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You have to memorize the 7 letters ACQUIRE. Where do you acquire your short stories, your 7-minute stories, your 2-minute spontaneous speeches, or anything at all when you're sitting somewhere and there are other people there, or you want to go up to somebody and strike up a conversation. Maybe it's a social setting, a party, a cocktail event, whatever, if you're with friends, where do you acquire this? First of all, what is the meaning of acquire? First, tell me the meaning of acquire. Ta-da. You can all unmute and speak at the same time. I have no problems. What is acquire?
To get.
Yes.
Absolutely. So where do you get it from? All right.
So for A, we'll start with adventure, travel anecdotes.
Yes. The first one now, A from acquire, is all the adventures you've had so far in your life. Now, by adventure, I'm not necessarily talking about something like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, Harrison Ford. No, I'm just saying simple little travel stories or something exciting that happened to you when you go back in memory, okay, down memory lane. The first maybe plane trip you had, maybe a camping trip with your school friends, yay, sitting around the campfire, maybe what happened then. So please start documenting all the adventures you had, little events that you can remember into a book. Now, I have a very important point to make here. Please start maintaining a dedicated notebook for yourself. for all of these 7 little, guidelines we're going to provide you. Acquire, ACQUIRE. So so all the travel anecdotes, something interesting that happened that you can remember, write down the few lines. It doesn't have to be the full story, guys. Please pay attention. It's only the few lines. You will create that story when you see that line or a few lines, right? Good.
Now we come to C, challenges.
All the challenges that you have been through in your life or gone through in life, even
in school,
yes,
college.
yep, as a
work,
student maybe.
and personal life.
Yes, your student, personal life. What challenges you? Maybe even now being online on Zoom, if that is a challenge. But go back to your early years. Go back to your childhood. What were the challenges you had? When you did not know how to ride a bicycle and you started to learn how to ride the bicycle and you kept falling off, or the first time you climbed a tree and you fell, okay? Or the challenges of competing in sports, for example, at an event in your school or college where in a race, it could be anything at all. It could even be in your personal life. Challenges, like for me, my challenge would be my condition, my visual condition, right? When I started going blind. But this is a big challenge for me. What are yours? Start documenting all this in that notebook under challenges. The first one was under adventure. All right. Second is under challenges because AC. Now let's come to Q.
Okay, Q. You have quotes on life, leadership, love, etc.
Okay. One second. First of all, I recommend to all of you to start maintaining a quote book, not just a notebook. All right. So have a quote book inside your notebook, all right, or pages on life, leadership, love. Now I've got a question to all of you. Why do I recommend these 3 themes or topics? Life, leadership, love. Start accumulating quotes on these 3 themes. Why? Anyone can answer?
Because everybody has something around that.
That's brilliant. It sounds like Angela's voice.
Yes, it is.
That's a fantastic answer, Angela, because practically everything that you like to talk about will come under the umbrella of either love, kindness. Under that, you have kindness, passion, and all that, compassion, and all that. Or if it's love, you'll have leadership. Okay. And of course, you have life. Anything at all can be covered if you have a quote on any of these 3 topics. You can just, when you're asked to speak, you can quote one thing under this umbrella and then expand on it with your story, right? So that's quotes.
And this was a famous quote by Steve Jobs. Some of you are already familiar. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Yeah. You can find it on YouTube.
Yes.
His whole speech.
That was Steve Jobs' quote. Also, I thought I had an example of that comes later, I think. Yeah. All right. ACQ done. You.
Oops. All right. Something's missing. Oops. One is, okay. You. Updated news.
Right. You guys, updated news. Now, this is the media. Please keep refreshing yourself daily on what's happening around you. And when I say you, I don't just mean Kajang or Kuala Lumpur, wherever you are. I'm talking about news, Southeast Asia, the Asia Pacific, the world, the global, and on all subjects. All right. Not in depth, guys, but be, knowledgeable or be aware of what's happening with the latest news. Okay. Maybe at least a brief headline, etc. It's a great starting point for kicking up a conversation with people. As I said, you don't have to go into a topic too deep if it doesn't interest you, if it does not interest you. But otherwise, just keep some events. Like we know, the Japanese Prime Minister, the previous one, just resigned last week. They got a new one now. His name is Fumio Kishida. Now, is that important in your life? Not necessary. But at least you sort of kind of know that. So somewhere you're going to talk, we can talk about something to do with how some leaders don't stay for too long. That's an example, by the way, right? So look at all the updated news, and it's very important to know what's happening in the world around you. So every morning, maybe I do that. When I do my exercise bicycle every morning, I'm on the bicycle for 40 minutes. I generally have the news channel on just to let me know what the headlines are. Okay, right.
Okay, next we come to I, inquiry.
Now, I is called inquiry, and I think Angela very familiar with this. All right, I believe she's a coach, right? But inquiry is to ask questions, and typically you would get great answers when you ask questions which are to do with who, what, where, when, why, how. Some of you may know it's called open-ended questions. You ask people who, something, what, where, when, why, how. You get great answers or longer answers than yes or no, right? So this is inquiry. Now, Why is this important? That's because when you do this, it opens you up to people, and whoever is talking to you, they open up to you. So it starts building a connection. So basically, I would like all of you to note this down. Maybe Cham can type it in the chat box if possible. Be interested, not interesting. I'll repeat that. Be interested, not always only interesting. All right. I would like Jasmine, I think, to unmute and let me know what did she understand by that. Related to inquiry. Jasmine, the phrase is be interested, not always only interesting. What does that mean?
Sorry, I didn't quite get that.
I said related to inquiry, the phrase is be interested, not always only interesting.
Why would you need
To have a liking.
Yes, curiosity, right?
Yeah. So it's like, people like to talk to people who they feel are interested in what they have to say, right? So when you ask people questions, then
be curious.
Then they feel, oh, you're interested in what
you're interested in what we do.
Not just in what you have to tell them. So that's one way of really breaking the ice with people. And also, of course, if you're doing impromptu speaking, that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're always only focusing on being interesting, it's only about yourself. You're trying to create something that you'll speak all the time, and it's interesting. You're trying to make it. But if you're interested, you'll ask questions. You'll inquire. You'll engage with your audience. You become not only a spontaneous speaker, you become an engaging speaker, right? So be interested. See where you can include a question on the who, what, where, when, why, how, right?
Okay, next we come to relationships. At home, school, or college.
Of course, at school, college, of course, on the playground, whatever. At work, yes, teams, etc. So look at stories. Guys, let me just remind you, all that we're talking about now is to do with stories. Let me do a quick recap so far. We've spoken about adventures related to your travel, short stories. Have a little notebook with all that included there. Then you have challenges in your life so far, short stories. Then you have quotes on life, love, leadership, all those quotes. So I have a quote book. Then updated news daily, keep updating. Then of course, inquiries, whatever you asked people. So keep some questions handy with yourself. And then relationships with your friends, okay, at work, with your colleagues. Now, not necessarily private or personal information. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about what can make an interesting story. Boys and girls, again, I say boys and girls, some youngsters are here, ladies and gentlemen, relationships can even be when you took a taxi ride and you had a conversation with the driver. I have multiple stories to do even with airline flight attendants, with taxi drivers, with restaurant waiters. I got stories about all this. Yeah.
So even with your pet, as you see, there's a picture of a dog there.
Relationship with your cat or a dog.
Jaden, do you like dogs or cats?
Or do you have a pet?
I don't have any pets.
You have no pets, but you like animals?
Do you like animals?
Yes.
You do, right.
So you can talk about
you can talk about that,
right?
Yeah.
What about Zinni? Zinni, do you have any pets? Okay, Zinni may not be there.
Right.
All right, we can continue.
Yeah.
Now we come to E.
The last one, E.
Events, experiences.
In your life.
Environment.
Yeah, your environment. So look around yourself daily, all right, and see what's happening. Number one, your environment. By environment, we mean what happens around you. And of course, all your events and experiences, not totally related to travel, anecdotes, all that. This is different. This is maybe the first time, you won an award, for example, for something in school.
See, like you attended a concert, like here you have the picture of a concert.
Yes.
You graduated from school or college.
Yes, or you became a parent, a mother or a father for the first time.
Or you took part in the cleaning the environment around you.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, all these events and experiences.
So let me tell you exactly what was there for the tools you have with you right now. So have a dedicated book of stories. This is a recap for all of you under these 7 sections. The sections are, can I ask somebody like Paramila, what would be the 7 titles, Paramila?
The 7 titles: adventures.
Yes.
Challenge.
Yes.
Quotes, updates.
Yes.
Inquiries.
Yes.
relationship and events.
Yes. So under these have multiple pages of just little topics. They keep on listing it when you spend some time with yourself thinking. Okay, we're not asking you to do it today right now, but this is exactly how I have created my story database. Some of you may know me from the club we are in, right? The Toastmasters Club. And you'll know that, I do come up with personal stories. Nirveer has heard a few. Of course, Angela has heard quite a lot. Parimala has. All of them comes under this acquired technique. I use my travel, and I think some of you may remember most of the time I talk about my Japan experience, right, Nirveer? Something that happened there. Yeah. So I'm saying it is to do, I have this database in my head. Of course, since I'm blind, I can't see from my notebook, but I put it in here. It's all in here stored. It's all stored in there, right? So any of these 7 categories.
So we're going to look at some examples, and then you tell us what they mean, which category they are in.
Yeah, the examples, Shyam will read it to you. One by one, you tell us which of those 7 categories they could fall into.
Okay, on one of our many trips to Malaysia, my wife and I took a taxi from KL airport to our hotel in the city. This is the starting of a story.
That would be a starting of a story. Just read that again. Tell me which category would that come in under?
Nirveer?
It could be an experience.
All right.
Yes. Or?
Of an event.
Okay.
Yes.
But there is a hint there, many trips.
On one of my many trips to Malaysia.
So which do you think?
My wife and I took a taxi from KL airport to the hotel in the city.
Actually, it's part of the adventure travel.
Yeah, on one of my many trips to Malaysia. So it's a travel anecdote.
Yeah, so it could be a travel anecdote.
But Nirveer, very well done, because you could have a mix of 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Your story could be a travel anecdote which has an experience.
Yeah.
Or talks about a relation. By the way, to all of you, all right, this particular story, the full one, it talks about my conversation with the taxi driver whose name was Patrick. So it does have a relationship thing there. It has a story there. It has an experience there. And of course, it has a travel anecdote.
Okay, of course. Next one, Parimala, could you read the next one?
What is that? I didn't get you. I can't hear you well.
Okay, the second one.
Could you read the second one?
Could you read the second one?
Second one. Second word. Challenge.
On the screen.
Challenge.
Yeah. Could you? Okay, you say it's this
topic. No, just read it first.
Yeah. Can you read it? This topic reminds me of a major challenge.
The topic sorry, I didn't realize that my attention was out a little while because I got a call. Sorry.
Don't worry. Could you just read it?
This topic reminds me of a major challenge I faced when I was 35.
Yeah.
I was at an eye hospital in Japan, and the specialist looking at my test report said,
okay, exactly. So that's the starting of the story. So it would come under what category?
The challenge.
Yes.
The challenge here.
So this comes under challenge. These are all examples, ladies and gentlemen. I'm asking you to create similar ones for yourself. After today's workshop, start thinking about your notebook and these kind of stories under these headings. Believe me, most of the time, 80, if not 90% of the time, you're going to call up to talk about something in school or at work or even in a meeting. You will have an example. You will have a story because you have it in here under these 7 headings, right? It becomes easy rather than going blank, right?
Yeah, Isaac, could you read the next 2 and tell us which category they are from?
Life is like you're asking somebody, you're asking me, or
Isaac, is it Isaac?
Isaac. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's not there. Jasmine, would you like to try?
Was that for me?
Yeah, okay, can we go? Because
life is
the second last, right? Or
yes.
Yeah. So I love Forrest Gump. I think that's a famous quote.
Yes.
Yeah, so that comes obviously, it's a no-brainer, I know, Jasmine. So that comes under what category?
Under the Q category.
Yes, it's under the Q quote, right? So this is about life. So remember I told you life, love, leadership, start getting these quotes so that when someone asks you to speak about something, you can always start your speech with, if it's related to this topic. Well, as Tom Hanks said in Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah. Very similarly, ladies and gentlemen, you can start with your story then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course the next one we just read last week. Obviously, it's an update.
Yeah. We just heard last week that, then something, you know.
Now further, I'm curious to know, what do you do when it rains all day?
Yeah. What would that be?
Nivea, which category?
I'm curious to know, what do you do when it rains all day? The hint is that I'm curious to know.
Oops.
Inquiry?
Inquiry is brilliant. Thank
Yes.
you. Yes,
Okay.
it's inquiry. Yeah.
Next one, if you need a friend, you need to be the one first. You
Yeah.
need to be one first, obviously.
Relationship.
This is relationships. Brilliant. That's a good one. By the way, it's a very powerful one. I'd like you to reflect on that statement, guys, for another 30 seconds. If you need a friend, you need to be one first. Just remember that in life, guys. As something I've learned myself from my own past experiences. Only when you open up to people and show that you empathize or you're compassionate, will they reach out to you and they'll come to you. So you become friends. Right?
Okay. Everywhere we look, there's so much diversity all around.
Yeah, the clue is in everywhere.
Events. These are events.
Events and environment.
Environment as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's diversity in
Everywhere we look, especially related to Kuala Lumpur. I think, yeah, Malaysia. I agree with that. Kuala Lumpur, I believe everywhere you look, there's so much diversity. You see Punjabis, you see a lot of Sri Lankans, you will see, of course, Chinese,
Chinese,
yeah,
Malay,
and the
Indian,
local,
yeah.
yeah, I know.
and of course others as well. So it's a very cosmopolitan place.
Eclectic, cosmopolitan, vibrant society. So everywhere,
Yeah.
so that's environment, right? So,
Yep. Now we go to the next one. 3 techniques to speak on the fly.
on the fly, meaning without thinking too much. How can you
Yes.
quickly come up? Yeah.
Yes. First one, prep. P-R-E-P. Make a point. Give a reason. Give an example. Repeat the point. Nivea, could you just read?
Okay, number 1, prep. Here, make a point. When I heard a topic, I felt express feelings. Then I give a reason. Example, why you ask, because, followed by the reason. Then give an example. For an example, this morning, the other day, and then in the and repeat the point.
Yeah. So wait, don't move. I want all of you to pay attention, guys. If I'm going too fast or I'm speaking too fast, please slow me down, guys. Okay, we have some time here. I want all of you to please pay attention to that and really understand that. This is exactly how you would structure a speech, even if you didn't have too much preparation. After you've done your acquire, you pulled out your story, you listen to what was asked of you, and then you make a point, give the reason, give an example, make the point. How do you do that? Those sentences are given there.
Yeah.
Those are openings. All right, that opening sentence, you have to fill in the details.
You want to throw a question to them to add so that they can practice it?
Yeah, let me ask you a simple question. Is traffic in Kuala Lumpur or Malaysia, wherever you are, really smooth and good and nice every day, or is it hell on earth? How is it in Malaysia?
Parimala, would you like to try?
Very, very often we have heavy traffic. That is during our working days. Probably.
Okay, good, great. I want to talk about that for 2 minutes, Paramila. Now here's how you do it. You remember, all of you pay attention to her. She's not prepared, but she's using a technique. So Paramila, try by saying this. I feel that traffic, just start with that. I feel
the traffic in Malaysia, especially in the city, it is very, very heavy during the weekdays.
Right, now stop. Now go to, I say this because, say that now, Parmila. The reason I say that is because.
I say that because I experienced the traffic when I'm coming back home after work.
Now say, for example, the other day, and give one example. I left home, just say this. For example, the other day from work, I left office at, and what time did you reach home?
The other day when I left office, to my bad luck, it was heavy rain and it was horrible. The traffic was bad and I got back late.
And how long did it take to cover what distance? For example, I'm saying, this is an example now. How long did it take?
For example, I took about 5 kilometers. I'm away 5 kilometers from home. and it took me like 4 to 5 hours to reach.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You could have walked faster. I think you could have walked faster. So now finish now, Paramila saying, therefore, now say therefore.
Therefore,
I believe.
Therefore, I believe.
Traffic
Come again.
Therefore, I believe traffic in Malaysia can be really bad sometimes. Just repeat.
Therefore, I believe the traffic in Malaysia can be very bad.
So beautiful. That's exactly this technique. It's called prep. What Parmila did just now was she made a point. She gave the reason, gave an example, closed with that point. It's a closed loop. Very powerful way to speak for just 2 minutes or 3 minutes on any topic.
Narayan, is it making some sense to you? Narayan?
Sorry?
Does this make sense? Does this make
sense?
Yes,
it does. It does.
Yeah. Okay, that's one way. Now we go to the second way.
Yes.
PPF, past, present, future. Jasmine, could you read that, please?
Read what's on the slide, correct?
Yes, correct.
In 2010, last quarter, some weeks, months, years ago, what happened?
Okay.
At the present.
Yes.
Today, now, and what changed?
Okay.
For the future, going forward in the next quarter, next year, in 2025, and describe the possibility.
Right. So this is a very great, simple technique. Again, effective. Okay. Called PPF. It's called, just shout out with me, guys. All of you unmute and shout. Past, present, future. No, there's a reason I asked you to do that. Only if you do that, and I think Angela will understand this. It reinforces in your brain. If you're going to be just, listening to me and writing it on paper, it won't help. You'll have to speak it out. When you speak it out, it gets embedded here. You won't forget it. PPF is past, present, future. Just as prep was point, reason, example, point, right? Now, I'll give an example of past, present, future technique. I'll ask maybe, would Angela like to try that?
Angela, you there?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Using the past, present, future. Angela, what do you think about all these virtual meetings that we are having these days? You have any thoughts on that? Now try to use the past, present, future technique.
In the past, it was very challenging for me because it was something very new.
Yes.
We all needed, I think I'm not the only one who had to sort of get accommodated with it and get into the feeling and accept also that there is a change, and instead of nagging about the change, embrace the change and say that's how it is, which then turned into where I'm today, where I'm saying I still love to be in the face-to-face environment, but I would not have ever had clients I would work with who live in Dubai, who live in Africa, who live in Switzerland, because I would have been restrained in a certain way to Malaysia only.
Now go to the future. What do you think will happen in future, in your opinion? Say 10 years from now.
I think hybrid, a mix would be healthy, because we have on one hand in the future, the opening to foreign countries. On the other hand, we have the personal contact, which we coaches really crave for.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Very good. That's brilliant. That's exactly what she did. So smooth and so clearly structured. What she used as a demo now was a past, present, future technique. So guys, this is one technique. Any topic you're given, if this fits into that, the model or that framework, use the past, present. You say, well, when I was growing up or when I was in school, and describe something and say, however, from last year or today in my teenage or in my working environment, describe it. And then say, I believe going forward, some years from now, this is what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to that, or I'm scared or whatever. Past, present, future. Beautiful, very smooth, very structured, very logical, and quite short and crisp, right?
Next, we come to FFF. Feel, felt, found.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone can read.
Would you like to try?
Yeah.
Reading it.
Just read it.
I know how you may feel about this topic. I know how you may feel about this topic.
Yeah, the next one.
And I felt the same when they described the challenge. I felt the same when
Then describe the
The
challenge.
world changed because of COVID-19.
Okay, now you will end with
The last one.
Until I found out how things, my life changed when I described.
Yeah.
Until I found out and I got used to a lot of things in my life. And I found out how things could be better.
Yes.
And my life started to change slowly. Yes. And now I think I am happier with the present situation.
Whoa. Very well done. I applaud that. Now, would you agree you were not prepared for this? Obviously, you were not. But you do agree, right? You were not prepared.
No.
But you're able to now speak so smoothly because you structured it using this technique. This is called the feel, felt, found technique. I know how you may feel hearing this topic. I felt the same way because, and you describe it and then say, until I found out what changed and how it helped. It's called a feel, felt, found. This is a great technique for those who are also working to talk to customers and clients. When you talk to a customer, you say, Mr. Customer, I know how you feel and you have a concern. You have some doubt about our solution to your problem. Many other customers felt the same way until they found out how it worked. So it's a very powerful technique, feel, felt, found, right, Sean?
Yeah. So that's it.
Right, but we're going to do a quick summary and we're going to also look at some of these little kids sharing a little notes about their, 1 second. All right, good. Can we have, okay, I need the name, Sean.
Jaden.
Jaden, can you hear us?
Jaden, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, Jaden, yeah, good, loud and clear. Jaden, can you just tell me what were the 7 ACQUIRE topics? What were they? I'll give you a start. Adventure. What was the rest?
May not have taken it down.
Okay, maybe he's not taking it down. All right.
No worries. No worries.
How do you spell Isaac's name?
Isaac's not there.
He's also not there, is it?
Yep. Yeah, sure. No problem. No problem. Narayan, would you like to share the 7?
Yes, it was adventure, challenge, codes to update and inquiry, relationships and event.
Yeah, that is acquire.
That was the acronym.
Yeah, so just remember acquire in your head all the time. Where do I get it from? Where do I get it from is where do I acquire it from? I acquire it from one of these 7 categories of boxes. Now I'm going to do a quick round from around those who are present right now. So without thinking too much, Nirveer, can you just tell me what is any travel adventure that comes to mind? Don't tell us a story. Is there something that comes to your mind?
Travel and adventure that comes to my mind is my first flight to UK.
Right. So good. What you would do is when you start maintaining a notebook, start noting that down. Write down about your first flight to UK. All right. Not today, but I'm saying, and then start developing other similar stories where you do that to create only a less than 200 word script. I'll repeat that to all of you. Less than 200 word script so that can fit within 2 minutes. So that's an example. Now, challenge AC.
Yeah, wait just a minute. Hi, Andrea. Good to see you here. That's one of our speakers. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Now C.
I want another name to be called out and any challenge that comes to your mind.
Parimala, challenge. What challenge would you think of?
Yeah, I have a lot of challenges.
What comes to mind? Any one, quickly.
Challenges.
Anything at all, personal life, professional life, any challenge.
One of your grandchildren, but better not say that because they might be listening.
Yeah, at home, at work, whatever. Yeah.
Do you find the COVID situation? I mean, of course, everyone.
No, hello, let her please come up with her answer.
Yep.
Anything that challenges you, Parmila?
The challenges in bringing up my children.
All right, good. So that's it. That's all I want from now. I just want one line from all of you. Okay. That would be developed into a 200-word story, Parmila. But that's not the only one. Under that, you'll have multiple similar stories through your life. Please introspect. Think about your life, growing up years. Go way back even to your childhood or teenage years and come up with all the challenges. ACQ. Anyone can give us a quick quote? Any quote you remember? Anybody?
Yeah, Nirveer.
Travel makes the world go round.
Yeah, you remember whose quote it is?
An unknown quote.
Unknown quote. So very good. It's all right. If it's an unknown quote, please remember, get in the habit of saying as they say. So Nirveer, can you repeat with me? As they say. Just repeat, as they say.
As a wise man says, travel makes the world go round.
Yeah, that's the way. That's how
there
you do
is
it.
no stronger bond than a family that stays together and eats together.
Yeah, that sounds like that sounds straight out of Godfather, by the way. So I'm not sure. Anyway, good. ACQU, updated news. Can anybody unmute and tell me some new news, updated information?
What's happening in Malaysia? We in India would like to know. Updated news, please.
The Squid Game, which is very popular with many people these days.
Squid Game.
Recently, I read in the newspapers that parents are advised not to allow their children to play. But I don't have any interest in that game, so I really do not know what it is about.
What? How do you spell it?
Squid Game.
SQUID, Squid Game.
Squid Game, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a very popular.
It's a Korean Squid Game.
Netflix. It's a Netflix series.
Yes, that's right.
Which is top 10 in Malaysia, and it has become an addiction.
All right. So that's an updated news for us. QUI inquiry. Any question you would ask, for example, would you want to ask me a question? Assume I'm sitting next to you in a hotel lobby or opposite you, and we are just quiet for 10 minutes. It's very awkward, the silence. What would you ask?
Wow, you have got a very nice handbag there.
Oh, this was presented to me by my wife when we were still dating. But that's the start of, that's an inquiry, yes. Although what you did was not a question, it was a statement. So you'd follow that with a question such as, did you buy it here? Or something like that. All right. So
yep. Next.
Relationships.
Relationship.
Give a name and give us any relationship that could make an interesting story. Just tell us any experience you had with anybody.
Friend, child, parent.
A service provider, whatever.
Yep.
A shopping mall, mid-valley experience, some relationship.
Jasmine, you want to try?
Sorry, was that for me?
Yeah, yeah. This is for anybody who unmutes and speaks.
So if you had you want to talk about somebody, I'm just free about a relationship.
Yeah, sure. So I would describe my relationship of me and a hairdresser.
Whoa!
A hairdresser. All right. No, wait. That's all I want from you today. So, Jasmine, in your notebook from today, under relationships, write down hairdresser and me, and then create similar stories for other relationships. Am I making sense, Jasmine?
Yes, very.
Then what happens is, when you do that, you will have 2-minute stories or 3-minute stories under all this. Anytime, anywhere, you can pick this up if you were to talk about relationships, right? And finally, events and
events, of course, it could be of your,
environment,
a birthday party, something as simple as that, or outing with your colleagues, or your wedding, or your first child's birth. There's so many things you can do about events, experience, and the environment.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this almost sounds like a Malaysian Airlines or Air Asia announcement.
1 more minute. Oh, it's over. Time's up.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end of how we can quickly come up with topics to talk about to break the ice. When we are in a social gathering, how can we go up and talk to somebody? Or when asked to talk about something, ACQUIRE, either your adventure stories or, of course, your challenges, you speak about that. Or you could have quotes that is related to your topic, updated information you could comment upon, or you ask, finally, relationships and events, and you will be ready.
Remember PREP?
Yeah, PREP, point, reason, example, point, make a loop, use that technique, or
what?
PPF.
PPF,
past, present, future, or
FFF,
which is the feel, felt, found technique. So I do conduct more detailed workshops, immersive, for half a day on these with exercises. Today, of course, being the mini workshop, this is a crunched up, I would say 45-50-minute session to just let you know you have the tools now to start creating stories that are not just conversation pieces, but can also help you connect with people. Now, I have one final parting message. Wherever possible, see if any of the stories you talk about has a lesson you learned. Any lesson you learned from that, add that to the story. It becomes extremely impactful. Let me just repeat that for all of you. Any of these stories, whether it's with your hairdresser, even Jasmine, is there a lesson you learned from that? what came out of it. Add that to your story. It's a great technique.
Okay, Andrea said excellent methodologies. We are getting offered here from Jay. Narayan said, thank you for the golden takeaways, Jay, and you are most welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do remember, the message part. Okay. So on that note, we're going to wrap up now. Yay! Yeah. So give yourselves a pat for the participation, everybody. Yay!
Thank you.
Yay! Yay!
Well done.
Good to have you, Jaden and Zinni.
Yes, Zinni, Jaden, thank you. We do hope it helped you. Okay, to think about these things. Yeah.
So many things you can talk about in school,
right?
right?
Yeah. ACQUIRE, and of course those techniques. Right.
Yes. Any questions?
Thank you, everyone. Thank
and
you.
I thought you said an Andrea joined us.
Andrea's here.
Yeah, I would like her to just tell us.
No. Our Andrea's Andrea, we are done here. Oh, Andrea.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Are you the next speaker or something?
I'm the next speaker, yeah.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right. Andreas is going to take over. Yes. And
thank you. Yay, I'm here. Hello,